So this is why a lot of people been walking around ashy nowadays, because Diddy done stole all the baby oil out of all the stores. Swiper, no swiping.
Diddy actually needs to be locked up for his entire life.
And they was in there doing it so long and hard that they need fluid resuscitation. They needed a company to come in, put an IV in their arm, and put back a liter of fluids.
I'm just waiting for all the other people that's going to go down after this man start talking. And this is all giving sex rituals.
Y'all want to know the part of the Diddy arrest that really brings me joy? It's just knowing the amount of people that's about to fall. TD Jakes, I see you. Every single man and woman, cause what's old girl name that was on Love and Hip Hop that was in that little group? Baby, you're never seeing that music career again. We all know she likes to get freaky from Love and Hip Hop, right? So that's why when Dawn came out with her lawsuit and put you in the lawsuit, and then you decided to make a statement that you never saw anything, you made that statement because, baby, you were involved. You's a freaky frog. You're a freaky frog and you were involved. So you try to clear your name. Talking about, I'm just focused on my music. What music? When was the last time that girl put out music? Well, y'all know the one I'm talking about. The one that made the statement. The one that made the statement after Dawn. I don't know. But lock her up too. I just know he finna get in there and start singing like a canary. Like a fucking canary to save his ass. Because, baby, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. Actually, you're going to prison. You're going to prison. The question is, for how long? You try to give them 50 mil, talk about let me go. They said, you can hold on to it because you're going to need it for lawyer fees. You're going to need that 50 mil. I'm just sad that those poor twin girls are going to be flipping burgers. Because you are going to have to spend their trust funds to save your ass. But you're going to jail. Listen, he probably got some politicians, some pastors in his arsenal. You know what I'm saying? That might not make him stay in jail until he dies. But you're going to prison. And I can't fucking wait. I can't wait till they start dropping like fucking flies. Every man that came out in his fucking defense, I can't wait for them to round you the fuck up. The fuck up. These are exciting times we're living in.
And they was in there doing it so long and hard that they need fluid resuscitation. They needed a company to come in, put an IV in their arm, and put back a liter of fluids. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say it was a half a liter of fluids. Because that's how long these freak-offs were lasting. Can you think back to the best sex you ever had? You're like, whoa, that was great. I need a glass of water. A glass of water is 6 to 8 ounces of fluid. You talking about this man had to get at least 500 milliliters of fluid put back in his body. 30 milliliters is 1 ounce. 500 milliliters at least he was getting put back in his body. What was he powered by? The lake of fire? Because any normal guy I've ever met, after 2 to 3 times, it's nothing even coming out of there. He going to jail. I hope his victims enjoy the justice.
This man
man put up a $50 million bond. $50 million bond. And the judge still said, you're denied. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're going to jail. You finna be in chains. Out of all the news today, I think I'm still stuck on this $50 million bond, because if you look at the fact that in California, the average bail amount for murder is $2 million and your bond amount is 10% of that, right? So that's $200,000. And you can pay your bond by putting up your house, putting up your assets, whatever the case may be. But this man paid off an $18 million home. And the judge still said, nah, you gonna sit in jail. I've talked about this before, but I'm gonna say it again. I don't care what you have. I don't care what your life looks like. I don't give a fuck what other people have. I really don't. Because what did you do to get it? How did you end up in the position that you're in? Because the fact of the matter is, if you did something dirty to get where you are, you will have to pay the debt of your transgressions. You will have to pay it in full. It might not be on this side. It might be on the other side. But you will never escape the return on the investment that you made to get where you are. And the return on your investment might be jail. I'm just so shook. Like, you put up a $50 million bond and they said, nah, that ain't gonna work.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. Watching this whole Diddy situation, I'm just waiting for all the other people that's going to go down after this man start talking. And this is all giving sex rituals. And also, while talking about this too, Diddy could have started a whole baby oil company, because all this
The indictment against Sean Diddy Combs has just been unsealed. The hip-hop mogul has been charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking by force, among a slew of other charges. Diddy was arrested in a New York City hotel room last night. He's due in court at any moment. Now, the details in this indictment are disturbing. We've been reading and combing through the documents just moments before coming out here for the news at 10, and it's alleging that he abused and threatened and coerced women into engaging in sexual activity as part of a criminal empire. Narcotics were involved, according to the indictment, and so much more. Diddy has been the subject of a federal investigation since his ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit last year alleging years of abuse with a disturbing video seen around the world.
It's my mom. Call Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
Baby.
Child, I know y'all have always said that the relationship between Diddy and his mom, Janice Combs, has always given some weird vibes. But I can't believe y'all are saying that she probably deserves to be in a hospital because she raised a monster. Baby, is it true that Diddy's mom ran a pimp house and some of the male clients allegedly messed with Diddy when he was a kid? And that's why he is the way he is?
And Puffy, he might have some shit going on when he was young. You know, Mama ran a house. There was all kind of activities in there.
Okay, you guys, Diddy's mom, Janice Combs, was rushed to the hospital after she complained about discomfort in her chest, and it's still unclear exactly what caused the pain. Diddy was in Miami at the time, and at his mom's request, he went to the hospital to be by her side. Apparently, Janice believes the pain is related to stress over her son's legal woes, including the federal investigation and multiple civil lawsuits. So the doctors are keeping her hospitalized for further testing and observation, and sources said that Diddy is still there with her because he's her comfort in this. But we don't find it surprising that Diddy's mom is not taking all the lawsuits and federal investigations well, right? I mean, the things her son has been accused of are enough to send anyone to the grave because of stress.
Man, fabulous. And that's that Prada bodysuit?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That's right. Spend all my money, Mama. For real. I want you to.
And I'm doing it.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm getting every dime.
Every dime. There you go. Yes, darling. Don't she look beautiful?
I'll save some for you, though.
Light, and hopefully we can finally get some closure about what really happened to Diddy's adopted white daughter, Ava Baroni Combs. Back in 2020, Diddy went live on Instagram to announce that he had adopted a white girl named Ava, and he made her talk about herself and announce that she had been adopted by him.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and And then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
That's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So just clarify it because it's crazy out here online. So play with the kids. I got permission from your mother. Say all of that. Just make it crazy out here.
I met Cassie and Lila when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then basically sisters, all 4 of us. And then I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Brioni Combs. Come on. Let's go.
Now at the time, we thought that Diddy was great to do this, right? Because there was a pandemic and children needed all the love they could get. But now people can't stop giving him the side eye for many reasons. And now the video comes across as just being very weird. And people had a lot to say when she said, "My name is Ava, I'm a Scorpio." That sounds like the beginning of a dating profile. This is beyond weird. And she looked mad uncomfortable. It was very weird indeed. It was given ASL and To Catch a Predator vibes. But that's not the only big red flag here, because he compared this adoption process to that of Madonna, which is an interesting comparison because people have pointed out how there are some shady parts of Madonna's adoption as well. According to reports, Madonna didn't exactly adopt her black kids the legal way. Last year, it was revealed that she was being accused of human trafficking and sexually exploiting children by a charity organization called the Ethiopian World Federation. And some people claimed that she tricked the parents into letting her have the kids by promising to give the children a great education in the US and then return their kids, only for her to turn around and adopt them, allegedly. So what's interesting is that this is what Diddy is basing his adoption on, which says a lot. Even more, fans are wondering why Diddy had mostly his sons in that video and not showing a lot of his daughters. I mean, Ava said that she wanted to play with Diddy's daughters, so why weren't they there? Just his sons? And don't even get me started on how uncomfortable Ava looked in the video. People are now wondering if she was uncomfortable because of the vibe in the room. Apart from Diddy, his sons have faced some concerning charges as well. Justin was named in Little Rod's lawsuit, and Christian has a whole lawsuit of his own, and this has people guessing. But the biggest red flag here is how she seemed to disappear after that one video. I mean, sure, she was spotted out with Diddy's twins, Jesse and Delilah, a couple of times, but that was really it. She wasn't in any family photos or videos or anything like that. It's like she just disappeared. And considering that Diddy was insisting that she call him Papa Combs, you'd think that he would keep her around longer than 5 seconds. But considering the recent occurrence, the S trafficking allegations, and the allegations of Diddy treating women badly, well, fans are starting to wonder if Diddy might have allegedly done something to Ava. And that's why she's been so silent. Well, this is where we saw Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal step in, like top flight security. And not only did he expose Diddy for allegedly treating Ava horribly, but he claimed that Diddy allegedly used her for clout and then dumped her when he was done. According to Gene, Diddy's plan was for him to score cheap points by adopting a homeless girl that he found on the streets during the pandemic and then loving her like this, except he didn't actually quite love her like she was his own because it was all for the cameras. Gene also talked about the allegations of Diddy doing something wrong to Ava, and while he didn't exactly come out and spell it out, he hinted at it very, very strongly, saying that everybody in the industry knows that Diddy is that way.
And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry.
I
don't know if it's been done yet, but I had to ask ChatGPT what exactly does 1,000 bottles of baby oil look like, because I can't conceptualize something like that. I'm a visual learner. Here's the visual. And I'm like, wait, because that's crazy. They said more than 1,000. That is absolutely absurd. This picture was throwing me off, so I had to ask again. I need to see it on a table so I can, like, is that, hold on, 1,000 bottles of baby oil on a table. This is probably what the room looked like when they counted the bottles. Like, where do you keep this? One. How the way I cannot, I have no words. Like, it's not funny, but, like, I cannot process how we got here. I just wanted to share the visual because for those of us who are visual learners, this is what 1,000 bottles of baby oil looks like.
Now, do I think Diddy was down to the local Walgreens purchasing a mustache, a baseball cap, and passport photos for a new identity so he could go to Bali and be frolicking on the beach, knowing damn well that he could never step 1 foot, 1 toenail back in the United States without the feds snatching that ass? I don't know, but I do know that the time to flee, if he was going to flee, would have been way before the feds raided his home. By the time the feds raided his home, baby, it's too late. You go ahead and burn that passport. Do not pass go, honey. Baby, the way that passport had to be on the national watch list, Diddy, you not going nowhere. Them private planes, baby, they're very much going to be grounded. So I think at this point, you know, TMZ has this post saying that Diddy was supposed to be arrested on Tuesday, but they moved it up because something happened. I don't know if they found out he was going to flee or what, but at this point, it's way too late. So I would be shocked if he was trying to make preparations to flee after the point in which we already knew an arrest was coming down the pipeline because the feds knock down your damn door. And do I think Diddy is going to roll over on the music industry? So put it another way, do I think he's going to snitch and bring down a lot of people's favorite music artists with him? I don't know. But what I do know is when you get in that cell and you start looking at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and you know that you'll never be able to see your children again, but if you say something about another celebrity or somebody else who was involved, you might get a couple years shaved off, or the feds might say, okay, we'll work with you and we'll cut you a better deal. People have done stranger things. People have certainly done stranger things. I know, like, people like to be like, oh, I would never snitch. Well, you might.
Diddy actually needs to be locked up for his entire life for doing this. Police seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant among various freak-off supplies from Diddy's house. He would have people come over his house and participate in these 1v1 freak-offs that he would record, and then he would use that footage as blackmail against them to get them to do whatever he wanted. Just for reference, this is over 1,000 water bottles, and a baby oil bottle is probably the same size, maybe even bigger than these. What is the obsession with baby oil? To have over 1,000 bottles would mean that literally every single time one of these events would happen, he demanded that everyone be oiled up. And he made damn well sure that he would never run out of baby oil. That is just diabolical. And you gotta go read this report because there's a lot more to it. And it's insane that this has been going on for probably 20, 30 plus years. And now it's finally coming out. The Diddy party is finally over, and that man should never be let out of prison for what he's done.
I see a lot of people bringing up Jay-Z's name now that P-Diddy has been arrested. This is going to be interesting because a lot of people say Jay-Z's downfall is coming soon. And I've talked about this a couple times. I'm not saying that I don't believe it. I'm not saying that this man is untouchable. I'm just saying it would just have to be a hell of an article. Like, it would have to be a damning article because he has vacuumed and cushioned himself and encapsulated himself in Beyonce's career. Like, I would be speechless, stuttering. But I think it'll be interesting to see what they can really put on Diddy to have him sitting in jail. Because it's one thing to make the arrest. Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of evidence against this man. It is what it is. But he seems like the type that is going to do and say anything to get out of those charges, to get out of jail. I don't know if it's going to work or not. But I know money talks, bullshit walks, and they say he ran out of money. I don't know what lengths his counterparts will go
to protect him? Or is it like, oh, he's got caught, let's alienate him because they don't want their brand ruined? But even with the article with Eve talking about how Jay-Z blocked her, Nicki Minaj going after Jay-Z, it's like, they coming for Jay-Z's neck, honey. And he seemed like he don't give a damn. Every time he out in public, he just don't give a damn. But I don't know if that's the cockiness or he just truly has hidden all his skeletons. I don't know. But like I said, before this year is over, I think we're going to keep finding out some more information. And I'm a little scared because I feel like 2024 is taking no prisoners. It's like literally no prisoners here. But yeah, I just thought about that. I'm like, damn, people been bringing up Jay-Z's name. Like, is there an article about to drop? Like, what's really going on?
Cassie, you got him, girl. I just finished watching the press conference with the United States, whatever, attorney. Going over some of the, not really going over the details because he really couldn't answer the questions, but talking about Diddy's indictments. So the indictment has been unsealed. It was automatically sealed. And he was taken into custody a little earlier than they planned. He did not go into detail as to why, but he did say that when his attorney is saying they cooperated, they must be using some other definition than what the United States Attorney General uses, because he wouldn't necessarily call it cooperating. So I'm inclined to believe that that man was trying to get up through. Now, the reason I said, Cassie, you got him, girl, because you got your big dub. You're 2-0, sis. You got your coin and you got them charges. There's a slew of charges, sex trafficking, human trafficking, and some kidnapping charges in there. And he did mention that them kidnapping charges came as a direct result of that hotel footage we saw of him beating Cassie. And I fucking knew. I knew it would. I knew there were charges going to come from that because the year timestamp for that was only 2016. We within them statute of limitations for kidnapping. Because she was trying to leave the hotel and he drug her back, you can't hold nobody against their will like that, Bookie. We call that kidnapping. And so for that, you will face these charges, bitch. He did say that he will appear in court later today. And he does not know if he will be given bail or if he'll be held until trial. He said that that's their recommendation based on the severity of the charges. And I mean, I feel like if y'all had to capture him early, he ain't gonna let you capture him again. So y'all might as well keep his ass up there in cell box 6 until that damn trial comes. Now, do I think he's gonna sing like a bird? I don't think so. I know we want that, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think he's gonna plead guilty. I think he's gonna take this trial. Because keep in mind, the only reason any of this is even happening is because when Cassie first gave him a heads up that she was about to sue his ass, she gave him the option of settling privately. And he declined that. The only reason she ever made the lawsuit public was because he declined it being private. And this is the fallout of that action. I know that keeps him up at night, bitch. He been shaking in his sequin boots since that fucking day. Should have gave that girl her coin because she got it anyway. And now she got your ass behind bars, Bookie butt. You deserve nothing. They did say that he is the sole defendant in this case at the moment, but they are still investigating anybody who may be related, and that they've been working day and night and have had a lot on their hands. So yeah, this shit, it's finna hit the fan. It's finna get crazy. And honestly, I don't feel bad. This is exactly what you get for being a fucking terror to every person you ever met and pretended to work with over the last 30 years. Finally, justice.
My boy Diddy said not to come up in this room. What the freak is going on here? Yo, what are these names? Jeremy Fragrance, Meek, NC Fragrance guy. What? LeBron James, Floyd, Malik, Jordan, Tyler, Justin, John, Mike, Anthony. Oh my God. What are these at the bottom here? Unknown. Oh my God, unknown. Yo, what the heck is going on here? Why does bro got all this baby oil though? What is this though? Sean John Unforgivable. I mean, he's gonna have to be unforgivable in some of these things he done. Wow. Just the amount of, I've never seen this much baby oil. But what is inside of these bottles here? Jeremy Fragrance. I know that guy. Whoa. LeBron James, you know what? I don't mind keeping this one, I'm not gonna lie. Yo, this is trippy, yo. What the freak?
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freakoffs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freakoffs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freakoffs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. Alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freakoffs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freakoffs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleged other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freakoffs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linen, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freakoffs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. As alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freakoffs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freakoffs with multiple victims. And they seized cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freakoffs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether. Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches. As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4HSI-TIP. I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them. I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Persons Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable partners to us. I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts from SCNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work. And finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SCNY who are handling this case. Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smizer, and Mitzi Steiner, and their supervisors, Jamie Backleiter and Jacqueline Kelly. They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created the Civil Rights Unit when I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases. I'll now take some questions.
Eric Katursky, ABC.
Thanks, Nick. Damian, thanks. The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs, and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today. And we are committed to making sure that justice is done. Next question.
Thank you. Julia Ainsley, NBC.
Thank you for doing this. You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
Janet Fisher, Newsday.
Yeah. What's the difference between the sex trafficking and promoting travel for the purpose of prostitution?
Well, there are different crimes with different elements. I don't.
No bail, no bail. He's detained.
We're appealing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're appealing the decision to hold him without bail.
When's the next court hearing?
Tomorrow at 3:30. 3:30, same place. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything. He's been looking forward to this day. He's been looking forward to clearing his name, and he's going to clear his name. And we're going to stand by his side as he does. We believe in him wholeheartedly. He didn't do these things. This was a 10-year relationship. There's no coercion. There's no crime. There's basically just, someone who brought a civil case and now is finding themselves as a witness in a criminal case.
I already know she done strapped up on you.
Ooh. So, Jack, let me ask you. There's some of the shocking things
I hear
that
that mean with a harness.
Oh. Okay, not a harness.
I think that Kim Kardashian caught that moment of femininity and sexuality. She is the it girl of what we're talking about. She is the it girl. She is the moment. She was talking about sex and people that's what their show, that's how it became popular. Who they were dating, who they were sleeping with. She's crying about her sex tape. She's crying about this. Like, she brought forth the sex culture. So she is the icon from the moment that we're talking about. But I think we are actually moving away from it. The handwriting of Kim Kardashian, I'm holding it up right now, the 3 sex tapes that her and her mother and him decided to choose between. Her mother was so involved. Did you hear him? She was so involved in the details. She wanted to pick which sex tape to release. And then she went to her friends and she sat down with the honchos and she sold her daughter's body for fame.
This girl. So if you have not heard, Kim Kardashian allegedly had some videotapes and audio tapes that was actually recovered in the raid at P-Diddy's home.
He sent out a warning shot, posting video of celebrities at Diddy's 50th birthday party. The Kardashians, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye, Kevin Hart, every A-lister was there.
The drama just keeps escalating. Candace Owens has taken the gloves off and gone straight for the jugular with her explosive allegations against Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner. According to Candace, Kim's been involved in some seriously shady dealings in Hollywood, especially with Diddy. Here's the jaw-dropping tea. Candace Owens claims that Kim Kardashian is essentially a prostitute who makes sex tapes not just for kicks, but to blackmail her targets. If true, it echoes the notorious methods that Diddy has allegedly been using for years to control and manipulate people in the industry. But Candace doesn't stop there. She also takes aim at Kris Jenner, branding her as the ultimate momager pimp who has allegedly exploited her own daughter for fame and money.
A mother sat down and decided to sell her daughter's body for fame and money, and she was successful, right? But there are two things here that we need to remember. Not only did she do it, not only should we be completely disgusted by the idea that a mother, I just had a daughter, that a mother would sit down and watch various tapes of her daughter having sex with a boyfriend out of wedlock, and then say, let's sell this tape. This is the best one. You look the best in this tape. This will make you the most famous. Not only is that disgusting, but then that her plan worked. Kim Kardashian is a billionaire today. And she's, by the way, still selling sex. I now hold the opinion that Kim Kardashian is a prostitute, and I'm not going to edit this opinion. Kim Kardashian is a prostitute. Her mother is a pimp. Worse than a prostitute, Kim Kardashian is a corpse. She's a body without a soul. She is so emblematic of the society that we live in today.
This accusation paints a disturbing picture of Kris as someone who has orchestrated her family's rise to fame through morally questionable means. This revelation, if proven true, could be catastrophic for the Kardashian-Jenner brand, which has already been reeling from a series of scandals. It also raises serious questions about the ethical boundaries they've crossed in their relentless pursuit of fame and fortune.
So no, it is not an exaggeration to say that Hollywood is satanic. Because what could possibly be more satanic than that? What could possibly represent a more incestuous, if you will, relationship than a mother viewing her daughter's body, having sex, and selling it? This is where we're at. This is why we tell you not to follow the Hollywood types. This is why you should not allow your children to idolize Hollywood. This is why you should skip the Emmys and you should skip the Grammys and you should skip every other show. Because the people that are receiving these statues, this form of idolatry, I will do anything for this statue. I will do anything for fame. I will abort my child. I will sell my child. You tell me what I have to do. These are not the people.
It appears that Diddy and the Kardashians have had intertwined connections since way back, long before they became the Hollywood powerhouses we know today. There are murmurs in the shadows hinting that Kim Kardashian herself was caught in the act at one of Diddy's notorious gatherings, engaging in activities that would make your grandma blush. And if that wasn't enough, it seems Diddy's feeling a bit sore because the Kardashians didn't exactly rush to his defense when things got tough. But here's the twist. Diddy isn't one to go down quietly. Oh no. He's prepared to spill all the tea and expose every shady deal and scandalous escapade he's ever had with the Kardashian crew. This news has left Kim completely stunned, as she realizes she's about to face some serious trouble. Glitz, glamour, and scandal of Hollywood's elite. Get ready to witness the fallout as the Diddy Kardashian saga unfolds right before our eyes.
Her mama made us go shoot it for safety. She watched the motherfucker and said, hey, we're gonna go with the first one because the first one is better. It gives my daughter a better look than the second one that I made y'all go do. But you watched it?
Welcome back. We've all watched the Kardashians rise to fame, their perfectly curated lives plastered across our screens. But what if the foundation of their empire was built on sand, or worse, something sinister? That's the question everyone's asking after a bombshell FBI raid on P, Diddy's mansion. We all know Kris Jenner is the mastermind behind the Kardashians' success, but what if her hustle came at a shocking price?
Right? If she never had nothing to do with it, then why would you even fucking respond? Oh yeah, it's Ray J, if you don't know who this is. 2 hours later. 2 hours later. 2 hours later. Why are you sorry? If I'm the wrong person, why are you sorry for anything?
Leaked documents allegedly point to Kris' involvement in some seriously disturbing activities alongside Diddy. According to these documents, Kris has been allegedly orchestrating a sordid scheme, sending unsuspecting young women straight into the lion's den of Diddy's secret parties. But hold on to your hats, because it gets even juicier. These parties aren't just your run-of-the-mill Hollywood soirees. Oh no, they're reportedly hubs of debauchery and exploitation, with ties to a notorious pimp known only as the Shadow. Picture this. The FBI, armed with warrants, descending upon Diddy's lavish abodes in a series of high-profile raids. And what do they uncover? Mountains of evidence linking Kris Jenner not just to these parties, but to Diddy himself, suggesting a partnership that goes far beyond the realm of innocent socializing. Now, you might be wondering, what's Kris's angle in all of this? Well, my dear gossip mongers, it seems that Kris may have been playing a much more sinister role than anyone could have imagined. Could it be that she was not just a guest at these parties, but an accomplice to Diddy's alleged crimes? The plot thickens. But wait, there's more. As the investigation deepens, whispers of financial entanglements and backdoor deals between Kris and Diddy begin to surface, painting a picture of a partnership built on more than just mutual admiration. So, what does this mean for Kris Jenner and her carefully crafted empire? Will she emerge unscathed from the scandal, or will the truth finally catch up with her? One thing's for sure, darling viewers, in the world of celebrity gossip, the drama never sleeps, and neither do we. Stay tuned for more updates on this sensational story as it unfolds, because you know I'll be right here, ready to spill all the piping hot tea. Now, Kris Jenner and P. Diddy have been friends for, well, forever in Hollywood years. Let's just say they go back to a time when velour tracksuits were haute couture and flip phones were the peak of technology. Their connection has always fueled speculation, but lately, it's gone from rumors of a fling to a full-blown potential criminal conspiracy. The FBI descended on Diddy's mansion like a swarm of very stylish locusts. Reports say they confiscated a treasure trove of evidence, including financial documents that make the Kardashians' credit card bill look like a grocery receipt. But the real jaw-dropper was a hidden video. Think dusty VHS tape labeled Project Runway Outtakes, but instead, it allegedly contained footage that could rewrite the Kardashian-Jenner origin story. Leaked reports allege that the video shows Kris Jenner facilitating the movement of young women to Diddy's exclusive parties. We're not talking champagne toasts and celebrity gossip here. Think more eyes wide shut with a dash of lost weekend. The speculation is that these gatherings were a front for something far more sinister, with accusations of exploitation and abuse swirling around them like angry social media comments. Now, the internet is having a collective meltdown.
So YK Osiris and Diddy had the blogs going nuts when they were spotted in Jamaica together, allegedly. Now, shortly after this trip, YK Osiris ended up on a Breakfast Club. This happened last year, and DJ Envy Messy Tail had to ask him about this rumor. Now, this gonna be a little lengthy, y'all, because I'm gonna play the duration of the interview, but trust me when I tell y'all, it's 100% worth it, so stay to the end.
Real. Tell the truth, Drake. Tell the truth, YK. Nah, his junk is definitely real. You ran your fingers through his head? What is wrong with How you know they real? This man trying to be crazy, man. What you mean?
What's the craziest rumor you heard about yourself in this industry so far?
The crazy rumor?
Yeah.
I don't know about the rumor. What rumors, right? Wait, they say, nah, I ain't gonna say that. I heard about that though, but I ain't about to say that. But
What was
I ain't
it?
about to say it on my.
You and Diddy? You and Diddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Diddy.
You and Diddy what?
You and Diddy.
No.
They said
Read the body language, y'all.
Diddy what?
I'm just saying.
I ain't never heard this, YK.
They said he was.
How you knew that? How you know that? Now I'm about to Google because I ain't never heard this one.
Because you, that's the, nobody would ever say that one.
Oh, yeah.
So
here
goes Envy. They said he was Diddy's boy toy.
Yeah, I was in Jamaica with him. Oh, I see it now. See? I was in Jamaica with him. In Jamaica with his
He said it there, though, but watch.
So we talk about Diddy new boy toy, YK Osiris. Why you did this to Diddy, man? It's messed up, man. Nah, why you even bring that up, Envy?
I'm just asking about rumors so he can clear it up. That's what the breakfast.
I didn't even know that. That ain't nothing that needs to be cleared up.
Who believed that?
That ain't nothing to be cleared up. That's why I say I don't know what happened about that.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell.
Emmy, what's the
Let's just let this sit here for a while. Let this sit here for a while. You heard that? Yeah, I heard it, but I think it'd be crazy little talking stuff. When you heard it, what did you say to yourself? Because I know your people. I ain't worried about it. But your partners in Jacksonville like, bro, what's up? Because they already think the industry is a certain way.
Definitely Duval.
Nah. Like you say, he ain't nobody. I ain't never heard that. A lot of people don't care about it. They ain't that be. Really.
Did you laugh or were you
I was laughing. Yeah. Was you in Jamaica with Diddy though?
He said yeah.
No.
Nah,
Okay. I was with a shawty. All right, but Diddy was there.
Y'all heard what he said.
He was a whole other different. Oh, so they just made this up? Yeah, they made it up. Yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, he was in a whole other different area. Like, he was, have you ever met Diddy? Yeah. Okay. Did he ask you to party? Party?
Party. See what I'm saying?
Don't maybe put his fantasies on you.
Bad tonight. Every time I want to do that man the vibe. That must be Diddy bopping. I be trying to know how to Diddy bop. That man fight.
Now you know who you did shoot your shot though, and it looks like it's gonna work out. So I want to know where we follow up with this.
That's stupid. YK, that's a stupid one. I ain't gonna lie. That's a stupid rumor.
Okay,
but you ain't made it till you got that one. Envy got it before. What?
Oh
Don't say it like that. What got what?
Yeah, that room.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Charlamagne too. I don't know why he pointing at you.
Not me and Diddy.
Oh, not you and Diddy.
Oh yeah, I remember with some random dude on YouTube.
His name was True? His name was Glitter
No,
Dick.
I ain't never met him before.
Why would you ask that?
His name was Glitter Dick. And he said that Charlamagne paid for his bus ride.
You did?
From wherever DC to Charlamagne's
He probably did for real. No, I ain't never did it. You probably ain't telling us nothing. No, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Oh, you gonna go all the way with it? I'm gonna do Diddy.
I'm gonna do Diddy.
That nigga crazy. You gotta do somebody that can put you on. Well, you funny. Right? What you talking about? You said?
We were having this.
Wait. Did Diddy's mom force him to engage in these freak-offs when he was still a minor? Chill, these Diddy stories are getting way out of hand. And honestly, at this point, it's hard to say what's fact and what's not. Because every single day, there are more and more horrific stories about this man. And now the streets are saying that Diddy's mom was involved in the freak-offs and that he grew up to be the way that he did because of his messed up childhood. So word on the street is his mom, Janice Combs, was an escort, and she would sometimes make Diddy watch her indulge in these freak-offs when he was still a kid. As if this wasn't bad enough, his dad was also the leader of a very notorious gang in Harlem back in the day, and he would physically assault people and sometimes even unalive them in front of Diddy. Now, this don't excuse any of his behavior, not one bit. But at least it gives us a little explanation as to where Diddy inherited all these nasty fetishes and extremely tendencies from. Okay, so ever since Cassie filed her lawsuit, Diddy's whole life has pretty much gone down the drain. He's lost over 18 brand deals. He was kicked off of his position as chairman at his own company, Revolt TV. He's now being dragged to court by the company that distributes his alcohol beverage, and the SA lawsuits just keep piling up by the day. It's definitely not gonna be long before he wipes his bank account clean to fund all of these court fees and fines he's gonna be paying. And as if this wasn't bad enough, people have also been looking into his family to try and figure out how Diddy came to be the kind of person that he is. And man, oh man, people found out a whole lot. It looks like Diddy's raging addiction to drugs, these freak-offs, and his against people is tied to his childhood trauma. See, Diddy was still a kid when his father passed away, so in order to provide for the family, his mom Janice was working 3 jobs, and allegedly escorting was one of them. My mother worked 3 jobs, and my grandmother worked 2. At an early age, I started my own paper route. According to the internet, Janice would sometimes bring some of the men that she hooked up with to the house. This is something that she would do often, and Diddy would witness it happen all the time. As if this wasn't already bad enough for an underage kid to be seeing, it's also been reported by multiple sources that his father was a gang leader in Harlem. This was confirmed by Complex Magazine back in 2013 in an explosive article where they investigated the parents of a lot of popular rappers. The article read, Diddy's dad, Melvin Combs, was a well-known Harlem gangster who had connections to both Frank Lucas and Nikki Barnes, and Janice was the boss's ride-or-die chick. After her husband was brutally murdered when Diddy was still a child, she took to raising young Sean on her own. And if you thought this was bad, wait till you hear about Diddy's very weird relationship with his mother. People have actually been speculating for a while now that Diddy and his relationship with his mom goes way farther than the regular mother-son relationship. These rumors got even worse after a video
I just didn't understand, and just how deep-rooted they are in hip-hop as well. You know, that's something that I tried to do from the very beginning, and it's something that my parents were aware of, and they made us aware of it before, you know, we even found out from other people that there was this expectation on us. They said, hey.
Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, that was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, like, and then he went like this, you know, like that. I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him, and he said to me, he said, yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer.
Jaden Smith isn't holding back as he just exposed how he once saw Diddy kissing Will Smith at a party. Jaden delves into the reality behind the alleged gatherings hosted by Will Smith and Diddy. Known for his outspoken nature, Jaden has never been one to avoid controversy, even when it involves his father's speculated sexual orientation. But what truly unfolds behind closed doors? And what insights does Jaden offer regarding the swirling rumors about his father's sexuality? Brace yourself for a roller coaster of revelations as Jaden gears up to unveil some explosive truths. Will Smith, the iconic Hollywood luminary, is no stranger to controversy, be it in his personal or professional realm. This 4-time Grammy-winning actor, film producer, and rapper consistently commands attention on the ever-scrolling social media feeds. In the realm where celebrities thrive on both favorable and unfavorable attention, Smith remains a prominent figure. Amidst the whirlwind of speculation, whispers about the star's undisclosed sexuality have circulated, adding yet another layer to his enigmatic persona. Recently, allegations surfaced linking the Aladdin actor to a romantic involvement with his male co-star, Dwayne Campbell. Additionally, YouTuber Trisha Paytas accused Will Smith of exerting sexual sexual manipulation over her male dancers. While being gay is not a novelty, it's worth noting that before her passing in 2016, the late actress Alexis Arquette asserted that Will Smith's former wife, Cherie Zampino, divorced him after allegedly catching him in bed with another man. Arquette reportedly penned in a now-removed Facebook update. I'll lend an ear when Jada openly discusses her and her partner acknowledges the end of his prior marriage due to an incident involving him and a sugar daddy, Benny Medina. It appears that Will isn't the sole focus of our discussion regarding gay men. Lately, there have been swirling rumors about the hip-hop mogul and producer known as Diddy possibly being gay. Adding fuel to the fire, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, claimed that Diddy was often open to sexual fluidity and even took Xzibit to a gay club at one point. Deal further alleged witnessing Diddy engaging in homosexual acts firsthand, stating, "I know for a fact because I was right there." Some fans are starting to speculate about Diddy's preferences as they think that Diddy is definitely into men. No doubt about it. Remember the 2022 Academy Awards incident when Will Smith unexpectedly confronted Chris Rock on stage? Well, it was none other than Diddy who stepped in to ease the tension and restore a sense of normalcy.
I did not know that this year was going to be the most exciting Oscars ever. Okay, Will and Chris, we're gonna solve that like family at the gold party.
It appears that Diddy is keeping a close watch on Will, as they've been spotted together at various gatherings recently. While being gay is widely accepted in today's society, Will Smith's peculiar behavior towards the same sex is raising eyebrows. Jaden is thoroughly unsettled by the display of affection, finding it rather repulsive and inappropriate. Will's behavior as a father figure towards Jaden has even sparked criticism from fans, who are labeling it as creepy and bizarre. Fans think that even if done in public, it doesn't diminish the creepiness of the situation. It's no surprise Jaden developed a fascination with zombies during his teenage years. His own father's actions left him deeply scarred. Despite efforts to be different, Jaden seems to have inherited.
Yeah, and that's how the fucking cookie crumble. Watch the downward trend. Watch everybody, watch all these CEOs start to step down that has something to do with these freak-offs that happen in Diddy house. Y'all, this is just the beginning. Kevin Liles is the first of many CEOs that stepped down. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's about to get real crazy. They already said it's freak-off tapes. We already knew it. But now we about to start getting names of the people that was in them tapes. It's crazy how the people was bashing people like Cat Williams, Wendy Williams, when they was just speaking the truth. Dave Chappelle of the world. Like, y'all calling these people crazy when they been exposing shit. Like, don't try to backtrack now. I wonder if Jay-Z on these freak-off tapes or if he had something to do with it. His little weird ass. But once again, TikTok, this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what I'm talking about. Jay-Z, of course, is a great person. Kevin Liles is a great person. Anybody I name is a great person. Y'all stay tuned. I'm telling you. All them people that Diddy named in that video, they probably in them freak-off tapes. And he got some shit up his sleeve for them. So y'all, this shit is really about to get crazy. Make sure y'all like this video. Follow if you haven't followed. If you want to stay updated.
During Diddy's freak-off parties, he would have to have people go and like clean and assess damages and try to minimize the damage after his freak-off parties in the hotel rooms they used to hold these in. And one of the freak-offs caused $46,000 worth of damage to a New York penthouse hotel room in 2012. I'm sorry. Everything that I've heard about Diddy since all of these stories have come out, it's all been absolutely outrageous. The 1,000 bottles of lube and $46,000 worth of damages. What? Maybe, I'm sorry to my husband, maybe I am too vanilla. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing that could cause $46,000 worth of hotel damages during this freak-off party? I am shocked. This makes no sense to me. Were they throwing people through walls? I'm gonna need an explanation. Please, like, what? Why are people like this? There's no fucking way that we live in a real world. There's no way that this is real life.
An unsealed indictment has just been released in the case of Sean P-Diddy Combs, and I must warn you that this is incredibly disturbing. So if it's not for you, please scroll on. At present, P-Diddy is in custody and has been denied bail. Now, the allegations spring from a number of different sources, but fundamentally a search at his property revealed a number of items that allegedly were his, including firearms and 1,000 bottles of lubricant. The allegation appears to be that Sean P. Combs exerted control over artists and people in his life using a number of very concerning modalities, including one called freakoff. Freakoff is when he would invite a commercial escort or adult worker, often and mostly men, across state lines in some instances, to engage in acts with artists that he represented. And at the time, he would gather evidence on them and he would gather information on them. He would potentially capture this in some form, and then he would use it to coerce, blackmail, and force them to do what he wanted them to do. If they refused, he would become physically, verbally, or otherwise violent with them. Now, because apparently there was trafficking across state lines, that's one of the reasons it's a federal case, but he's been charged with racketeering and a number of other serious charges. And over the last few years, various people have come forward and cases have been launched against P. Diddy relating to a number of different matters, including by Cassie, who, if you've seen that horrific and harrowing footage of him absolutely assaulting her violently when she's in a hotel room. He's entitled to the presumption of innocence, and he's entitled to have his day in court. However, these are exceedingly serious allegations, and it is very concerning that it's taken this long for them to be made. And my heart goes out to any potential victim, because it's just unimaginable that what they may have had to go through. Follow me for more legal TikTok.
He's in a world of trouble. And I hate to bring up his name, but it is apropos in this particular situation. Remember what Suge Knight said? Y'all remember that? When Suge Knight said he was in a world of trouble? Because Suge Knight said, listen, he knows a lot. And so looking at a potential situation where it could arguably mirror that of Jeffrey Epstein. Remember him? August 10th, 2019. Prison guards found, I'm reading right from online, guards found American financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein unresponsive in his jail cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City, where he was awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. Tried to perform CPR, couldn't resuscitate him, pronounced dead at a downtown hospital at 6:39 a.m. What it went on to say in the reports that there were violations because normal jail procedures on the night of Epstein's death wasn't followed. It talked about a malfunction of 2 cameras in front of his cell. And you got people still to this very day with their conspiracy theories being thrown out there, that it wasn't suicide, but ultimately intentional harm was brought to him because he knew too much about too many people. That's what Suge Knight alluded to when he was talking about P. Diddy. And as we sit here today, who the hell can deny that potential reality? Do we know? No. We don't know. But what we do know is that these are federal charges. What we do know is that his attorney has been on the record saying that he flew to New York as recently as a couple of weeks ago because they knew this was coming down the pike. And he wanted to show compliance and that he wasn't running from anything. And he's expected to plead not guilty. And he turned himself in, and months earlier he had turned his passports in, and family members had also turned their passports in. But let's lay this out, because we need to understand, and we need to gather a level of education in our own brains to edify ourselves to the kind of trouble you can get yourself in sometimes. Him, obviously so. Clearly, you can sit up there and say you're innocent until proven guilty. Nah. That's in the court of law. In the court of public opinion, he's already been found guilty. Can we just be real about that? In the court of public opinion, not law. In the court of public opinion, ain't a damn soul think he's innocent. I'm not denigrating or castigating the brother, whatever. I met him at a Golden State Warriors game. One time I went to a party and it was supposed to be his party. I never saw nothing like that. But without mentioning any names, without incriminating anybody, you see the names? Do you see the people who have befriended him over the years, who have attended his parties, who are considered close to him, who he's been in business with? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? I mean, this has gotten very, very scary. Hollywood's in trouble. Hip-hop and R&B is in trouble. But the brother's an elite success story. Had a lot of friends. Had a lot of people vouch, or once upon a time vouched for him, in terms of his brilliance as an artist, or producer rather. Brother knew how to make money, and now here we are. When you're in that position, and you know so much, I got news for you. It's gotten very, very scary. If it were just him, it would be sad. It would be very unfortunate. But I use the word scary because I get the impression, to put it kindly, that his life ain't the only life that's going to be affected. That they ain't after him just to get him. You got Homeland Security involved. You got the feds involved. I got news for you. They ain't coming just for him. They coming for a whole bunch of people.